Sports card prices are falling. Many cards have hit their lowest prices since the pandemic started more than 3 years ago. So I must ask the question, is sports card investing dead? Is the fire out? Can the sports card market ever be saved? Or should we all panic? We are still a couple of days away from Halloween, but many sports card investors think that they have already seen the Grim Reaper. After a decent spring and summer for the sports card market, card prices and sales volume have taken a devilish drop over the last month. According to our Market Movers data, the SCI 500 index of 500 prominent sports cards has hit its lowest point since the start of the pandemic. In fact, it's down over 5% in the last 30 days. That's a huge drop in card prices in just 1 month. Sports card dealers are telling me that the market is softer than Charmin right now. And although card shows continue to be well attended, collectors aren't willing to spend a lot of cash. And in online auctions, many cards are going for shockingly low prices. The fall is perhaps most noticeable in the football card market right now. All summer long, we saw surging prices for young quarterbacks, such as Kenny Pickett, Justin Fields, Sam Howell, Jordan Love, and even my personal favorite, Desmond Ridder. But all of their cards are getting crushed right now. Brock Purdy's cards and Tua Tagovailoa's cards have been actually a real bright spot for the football card market this season, but even their cards are starting to fall after recent losses. And some established quarterbacks like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, and of course Aaron Rodgers have seen their card prices significantly fall since the season began. But it's not just football. Most baseball card prices have been dropping in price as well, with the season now wrapping up. And Shohei Ohtani's season ending early, and of course Wander Franco's off-the-field problems have only accelerated the recent downturn in the baseball card markets. And most basketball cards haven't seen much upwards price movement yet, despite the season starting this week. Other than Victor Wembanyama and a small group of players like Damian Lillard and Chet Holmgren, most basketball cards entered this season on the decline. This all sounds pretty scary, doesn't it? If you have a lot of money tied up in sports cards like I do, you might feel a little uneasy, worried, concerned, or even panicked. But guess what? What's happening in the sports card market right now is nothing new or unexpected. It's actually following the same pattern as last year. It's a common pattern that experienced dealers have told me typically happens every October. We didn't see seasonal patterns like this during the height of the pandemic because the flood of new collectors and the quick surge and subsequent fall in the market threw traditional seasonality out of the window. But now that we're back to more normal times, the sports card market has started following a more predictable pattern again. And that pattern is that prices fall starting in the middle of September and continue to fall through the middle of December, at which point they start to pick back up and then surge back up in January. Market Movers' SCI 500 index shows this is exactly what happened last year. The market started dropping in mid-September, continued dropping through October and through November and early December. Then it reversed course and it started rising in mid-December, followed by a strong surge upwards in January. And this year's data looks to be following a very similar pattern thus far. It makes sense why this would happen. Card prices tend to rise leading up to the National every July. There's always a ton of buzz about the National, and dealers and collectors buy up many cards ahead of the National to bring to the National, which gives the market strength over the summer. Then after the National, there's a month of football card hype before the season kicks off. August is always a strong month for football cards. But once the football season is actually underway, we're often underwhelmed by the performance of many of the young players whose cards were hot heading into the season. And only the few best performers are likely to see their cards perform well during the season itself. So the football card market as a whole starts to cool off in mid-September. Meanwhile, in mid-September, the baseball season is nearing the playoffs, which means that most Major League Baseball teams are winding down their seasons. As a result, many baseball cards start to swoon in price, and only the cards of the top players on the very best playoff teams remain hot. So it's logical that we see prices drop in mid-September. We saw this last year, and we're seeing it this year again. Now, you might think that basketball and hockey starting up in October would give the sports card market a boost, but I don't think enough attention is paid to those sports when they first tip off. Last year, we saw basketball cards heat up in December and remain relatively hot for the first few months of this year. And we saw a similar pattern in hockey as well. Outside of Connor McDavid, most hockey cards were not hot at the start of the season, but they started to get more attention in December. And of course, what's happening in society at this time of year probably has a significant effect on the sports card market as well. As we move into the fall, kids are back at school, holidays start to crowd the calendar, and life becomes busy. Collectors aren't spending as much money on cards as they're saving for holiday travel and holiday gifts. The market often sees a bump in December just a couple of weeks before Christmas, possibly because cards are being bought as holiday gifts. But once the holidays are over and we get into January, the sports card market often surges up. I think this is in part because some collectors are getting money from the holidays to spend, or they're at least feeling more free to spend their money again now that they don't have to buy gifts or pay for travel. And I think the January surge also has to do with New Year optimism. Every January, people seem naturally optimistic about the year ahead, and they are willing to spend more freely. And there's reason to be optimistic about the year ahead. We've only just started to see the new wave of marketing that Fanatics and Topps is bringing to the sports card market with their goal of 10xing the collector base. In 2024, we're going to see a lot more of that play out, and that should help grow the overall sports card market. Now, if this year is going to follow the same pattern as last year, then we're about to enter the best time of the year to buy cards. From Thanksgiving to early December is likely when prices will be at their absolute lowest point. So if you think this year will follow the same trend as last year, then be greedy when others are fearful, and be ready to scoop up great cards at bargain prices over the next 45 days. Now, of course, no one knows for sure if this year will follow that same trend as last year. There's other factors at play which can affect things, such as the overall economy and global conflicts and unrest. Sports cards are risky, speculative investments. They are not essential goods, so market health can be greatly affected by the world around us. So don't buy cards with money that you cannot afford to lose. But if you are in position to take a chance, we're entering the prime time of the year to start doing so. Now, a few very important notes about what I've discussed today. First, not every card follows these same market patterns. These patterns tend to impact cards of current active players most significantly. Vintage cards, which overall have outperformed ultra-modern cards significantly over the last couple of years, tend not to be as susceptible to seasonal trends. That's why vintage cards are thought of as a more stable, secure, long-term investment. Second, buy what you love. If you are buying cards that you love to collect, then the swings in the market prices won't affect you. I think one of the best things about investing in sports cards that you really like is that no matter what the market does, the card still has value to you. So ultimately, you can never lose. And finally, if you are going to be buying cards in the next few months, then there are a couple of tools that you definitely need. First, the free Sports Card Investor app. The Sports Card Investor app makes it really easy to find the very best prices for cards that are listed for sale on eBay. Simply open the app, search for a player you are looking for, and see what each of their cards have sold for recently and what the best buy it now price on that card on eBay is right now. If you check the Sports Card Investor app every day, you will often find some absolutely great deals on cards. And the Sports Card Investor app is entirely free, so go download it in the App Store on your phone right now. And second, if you want to look at price charts to try to perfectly time the markets, then you need Market Movers. It's the ultimate sports card data product featuring millions of charts of cards and prices. You can get Market Movers right now by going to sportscardinvestor.com and clicking on Market Movers in the main menu bar, or go to the App Store on your phone and download the Market Movers app. So, how are you going to approach sports card buying the rest of this year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please make sure you are subscribed to our channel so we can continue to bring you more great content like this. We appreciate you. Good luck the rest of this year, and we'll see you soon with our next video. Take care.